So was my swing arm stuck? Let's find out. Roll the intro. Morning and welcome to another video. And today it's I keep saying it, but today's another beautiful day. We're in the middle of October in the UK and it's going to be 26 degrees today. So it's absolutely crazy. This global warming really is affecting the weather. There's no doubt about that in my mind. But hey, I can get out on a Sunday in the middle of October with just a t-shirt and my protective jacket on, and I am loving it. But anyway, enough of that. Just a quick video today. I did a video before about does your M8 Softail have this issue, and it was to do with the rear swing arm and it being seized. Now I brought this video up because my suspension was, I felt, rock hard, absolutely rock hard. I changed the suspension as well and put in progressive suspension, the 465 wrap on the rear monoshock, and after riding that compared to stock, it seemed night and day. It was completely different. However, after riding for another year or so, I thought this ride quality isn't as good as it should be, especially as I've had an aftermarket shock installed. So I started looking through the bowels of YouTube, as you do, and I came across numerous videos saying that it was a common mistake or common problem with the M8 Softails, that the rear arm Softail, that the rear swing arm, the bolt holding the rear swing arm was either seized or it wasn't seated correctly, so therefore it wasn't having the adequate movement. Now I did various experiments as per the YouTube instructions, and I thought I had this issue. I've got to be honest. So I went down to my Harley Davidson dealership in Sussex. Sykes Harley Davidson are absolutely excellent. The bike was just out of warranty, but they knew I'd had issues with the suspension, so they said, yeah, don't worry about it, bring it in, and if there is something wrong, we will cover it with the warranty. So went down there, they stripped the bike apart at the back, checked it all out and said no, it's fine, absolutely fine. So that worried me a little bit. I'm just thinking, okay, this isn't the suspension I thought I was getting and what I've ridden on other Softails, but hey. However, they did say the rebound, because I say I have got an aftermarket shock, the rebound was set to the high to medium position, which is obviously producing a harder ride. Now, to give you some sort of indication, I'm only a small guy, so I'm 5'6", and weight wise I'm around about 68 kilos, I think, soaking wet. So I'm not heavy. I don't know what that is in stone. If I can, I'll put the note on the screen there to give you an idea of how heavy I am in stones. And he thought it's basically just because I'm not a heavy guy, that's why I was experiencing the harder or more harsh ride, especially over these bumps. So he said what he'll do is he'll put the rebound dampener as soft as possible, and that should help a little bit. So anyway, I rode off and it did help. It certainly did help a little bit, but the suspension still wasn't what I would call up to par with other Softails I've ridden. Now don't start hammering and saying, oh, the Harley suspension is crap. I know it's not the best, and if I went to a different bike I probably could get better, more adjustable suspension, but I have got what I've got and I've got to work with it. So anyway, carrying on. Now my preference for the last year or so has to be to ride the bike without the panniers. So I haven't been riding without the panniers, I've just been riding it with either the Memphis Shades screen at the front and no panniers, or just taking the screen off and riding it completely naked, and I love doing that. But I thought, okay, I was going out somewhere and I thought I need to take some stuff with me, so I put the panniers on, loaded them up, not with heavy stuff, it was only light stuff, and I went out for a ride, and the suspension then was different again. So the suspension, once I put the panniers on, felt more like the other Softail suspensions that I've been riding. So my takeaway from that is I'm obviously too light. I need to eat some cakes, because the additional weight of those panniers made the suspension perform and conform as it should be out the box, I think. Now I know you're probably going to say, well, you've got the adjustable suspension on the rear knob on the rear shock, and yeah, of course I've done that. I've put it down to the lowest setting and that still didn't work. So I just think if you are of a slighter build like myself, and you're on the Sport Glide and you're running it without the saddle panniers, or even if you run it with the panniers but got nothing in them, and you're finding that ride really harsh, do yourself a favour, load those panniers up a little bit, put some weight on there and go out for another ride. Just test my theory with that, because obviously you think about these things and you think, is it in my mind, am I imagining these things? But I certainly do feel that the suspension is more compliant now. I have these panniers on and they've got a little bit of stuff in there. I should think they've probably got 2 or 3 kilos in either side. Now obviously that 2 or 3 kilos is like another 4 to 6 kilos on the bike, plus the weight of the panniers, which I would think again is probably another 5 or 6 kilos, I'm not sure. So we're talking about another 10 kilos on the bike, and I think that's making all the difference. But anyway, if you're having problems with the suspension and you're finding a harsh ride on the Softail, can you do me a favour and do that experiment and tell me what you think? Am I imagining it, or is it correct? So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press like. If you could, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to be notified of future videos, of which they come out every Friday. I really do appreciate you watching. The channel is growing, and that's all from the help of you guys. So any subscription or like really helps the algorithm, so I really appreciate that. But in the meantime, thanks for watching and sticking around and watching this video. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope to see you again soon. But in the meantime, ride safe, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.